Hi dear students, how are you today? So for today's lessons we have getting around. Yes students, repeat please, getting around. Les quería recomendar también una herramienta muy útil para sus clases de inglés. Por ejemplo, yo uso el Word Reference. Miren students, digitamos acá wordreference.com, ahí está. Y buscamos, por ejemplo, la palabra get around. Ahí está, miren, get around significa viajar con frecuencia. Ya tenemos, miren, el acento. Por ejemplo, vamos a poner el acento
Get around.
norteamericano, British,
Get around.
United Kingdom. ¿Ya? Ahí ven los acentos. Scottish.
Get around.
Yes, can you see, students? So this is a very useful tool for you. Okay, una herramienta útil. Useful tool. Yes. Useful tool. Ahí está, students. So we continue with the lesson, get around. Now we're going to listen to the audio. Pay attention, please.
3D. Getting around. 1. Vocabulary. Listen and repeat. Take the subway. Take a taxi. Take the bus. Ride a bike. Walk. Ride a motorcycle. Drive a car.
Yes, students. So he said in number 1, this person said, use the underground. Yes, use that, or take the subway is similar to use the underground. Yes, el subterráneo, yeah? Or el subway. The synonym of this word is subway is similar to underground. Yes, you can say take the subway or use the underground. For example, you can say I take the subway from Monday to Friday, for example. Yes, students, I take the subway from Monday to Friday. Yes, tomo el tren subterráneo, ¿ya? De lunes a viernes. Yes, students. You can also say take a taxi. I take a taxi. I take the bus. Yes. I ride a bike. I walk. I ride a motorcycle. Yes. For example, words with take. Take a taxi. Take the bus. Take a walk. Yes. Take a walk also. Yes. In the next part, we have ride, words with ride. Ride a bike, do you remember? Ride a bike, ride a motorcycle. Ride a motorcycle also, yes. The other is drive, do you remember? Drive a car, drive a car, yes. Drive a truck, do you remember, students? Yes, don't forget it. For example, you can say, Lisa takes a taxi to work, for example. Yes, Lisa toma el taxi para el trabajo. Yes, students. For example, Mike, negative, doesn't take the subway, for example. Yes, no toma el subterráneo. Yes, si no toma el subterráneo, ¿qué hace? He drives to work. He drives to work. ¿Ya? Él conduce al trabajo. He drives to work. Okay, students? Yes. For example, I can tell you, how do you go to work? You can say, I walk to work. Yes. I ride my bike to work. Yes. How do you go to work? I walk to work. I ride my bike to work. I take a taxi to work, for example. Yes? Don't forget it. Also, I can say, how does Lisa go to work? And you can say, she takes the bus, for example. She she drives to work. Yes, students, don't forget it. How do you go to work? I walk to work. I ride my bike to work. I take a taxi. Third person, tercera persona. How does Lisa go to work? She takes the bus. She drives to work. Yes, students? Very good, guys. Very good. So what do we have next? Number 1, number 2. Adverbs of frequency. Yes, students? What are the adverbs of frequency here? Look at the adverbs of frequency. Look at the graph, el gráfico, and read the examples. Lea los ejemplos. What do you notice about the position of adverbs of frequency? ¿Qué tú notas acerca de la posición de los adverbios de frecuencia? First, we're going to study the adverbs of frequency, okay? For example, number one, let's see, is always, always. Number 2, usually. The next is often or often, no problem. The other is sometimes, no problem. The other is never, yes? Always, usually, often or often, sometimes, and never, yes? Aquí hay un hito que se usa también, hardly, hardly ever, casi nunca, students. Always, siempre, usually, usualmente, often or often, a menudo. Sometimes, a veces, hardly ever, casi nunca, and never, nunca. Okay, students? Look at the graph. What do you notice about the position? ¿Qué notas acerca de la posición de los adverbs of frequency? For example, in number 1, vamos a poner esto, ahí está, number 1, okay, number 1 says, my wife never walks to work. My wife never walks to work. Yes, yes. In number 2, we have Julie doesn't usually ride her bike to school. Julie doesn't, el negative, doesn't usually ride her bike to work. Yes. In number 3, we have Robert is always at work in the morning. Robert is always at work in the morning. Yes, in the morning. Okay, let's see the position. My wife never walks to work. Yes, my wife never walks to work. Julie doesn't usually ride her bike. Robert is always at work in the morning. Yes. In this case, my wife, aquí esto viene a ser el subject, el sujeto. ¿Ya? My wife dice nunca, mi esposa nunca camina al trabajo. ¿Ya? Como este es el sujeto, acá podemos reemplazar con Peter never walks to work, porque está en tercera persona, lleva la S, ¿ya? No lo olviden. Acá puedo poner Julia never walks to work, ¿ya? Tercera persona. Entonces va después del sujeto, ¿ya? En este caso. Second case, Julie doesn't usually ride her bike. Aquí va también, miren, si se dan cuenta que este es verbo, este también es verbo, ¿ya? Ahí está. Julie doesn't usually ride her bike. Julie usualmente no maneja su bicicleta, ¿no? En este caso va después del verbo auxiliar en negativo, ¿ya? Verbo auxiliar, y aquí también está el otro verbo, ya es que es un verbo normal y va entre, bueno, este es el principal, ¿no? Que no lo crean, y acá está el verbo auxiliar doesn't, ¿ya? De tercera persona. Julie doesn't usually ride her bike. Julie usualmente no maneja su bicicleta. Third case, Robert is always, ¿ya? Robert is always, acá dice, este es el verbo to be. ¿Cuál es el verbo to be? Am, ¿ya? Am, is, and are. Do you remember? El verbo to be es am, is, y are. ¿Students? Ya, aquí es Robert is porque es he is, ¿verdad? Robert como es masculino es he is, ¿ya? Si fuera yo, tendría que decir I am always at work, students. Y así sucesivamente. Entonces borramos acá y ahí está, ¿ya? Ya. Okay, this is part 3. Ya, acá también podemos usarlo así, ¿ya? Usualmente, si se dan cuenta, los adverbs of frequency van después del sujeto. En este caso yo puedo decir, miren, I always take a taxi, for example. ¿Ya? Maria usually goes, takes a shower, for example. ¿Ya? Sujeto, miren, yo, I, Maria, she, usually takes, ya saben por qué va la S, porque es tercera persona. Acá, they often work at night, for example. Sigue siendo sujeto, mírenme. Ellos a menudo trabajan en la noche. I sometimes read magazines. Ve, ahí está. I sometimes read magazines. En este caso, miren, igualito. Es subject, el sujeto, yo. A veces leo revistas, ¿ya? En el caso de sometimes hay un poquito de variación, ¿ya? ¿Por qué? Porque tú puedes decir, I sometimes read magazines, or you can also say, sometimes I read magazines. No problem, ¿ok? Students, sometimes I read magazines. Es el adverbio de frecuencia rebelde, ¿ya? Puede ir acá, I sometimes read magazines, or sometimes I read magazines. ¿Ok, students? Antes o después del adverb of frequency. Mike and Alice hardly ever watch TV, for example. Watch TV, ahí está. Mike and Alice hardly ever watch, casi nunca ven televisión. My father or my dad, el apócope, my dad never talks on the phone. Un ejemplo nomás, students. My dad never talks on the phone. Okay, students, very good. Now, what is next, students? What is next? After this, we have part 3, speak. Talk in pairs. Think about how you get to work, school, the gym, etc. Think about, piensa acerca, how you get to work, cómo tú llegas al trabajo, get to work, school, a la escuela, the gym, etc. Yes, students? How do you get to work? ¿No? Como el ejemplo anterior. I usually take a taxi. What about you? And you? How do you get to work? In my case, oops. How do you get to work? In my case, I take a taxi. Yes, I take a taxi. Yes. In your case, for example, how do you get to work? I walk. I walk to work, for example. Yes, I take the subway and so on. Yes, yes. Now let's move to the next part. What is the next part? Part 4. Let's see this reading. Okay, let's see. Okay, here it is.
4. Read. A. Look at the pictures. Linda Jones is doing a survey about transportation. Match the 2 columns. Then listen, read, and check your answers.
Okay. Look at the pictures. Linda Jones is doing a survey. Está haciendo una entrevista, ¿ya? Acerca de transportation or transport, ¿ya? Acerca de transporte. Match the 2 columns, then listen and check. Vamos a relacionar. Linda Jones. Bueno, vamos a ver acá. Linda Jones puede ser architect, reporter, or university students. Y así, ¿ya? Let's listen to the audio.
Excuse me, do you work?
Yes, I'm an architect. I work downtown.
How do you get to work?
My sister usually gives me a ride.
Does she work with you?
Yes, she does.
Excuse me, how do you get to work?
I don't have a job, actually. I'm a college student. My husband works.
How does he get to work?
He takes the subway, then he takes the bus.
Does he ever take a taxi?
Only when he's late.
I see. Thank you.
Yes, students. Very good, guys. So in the next part we have, let's analyze the conversation first. Excuse me, how do you, excuse me, do you work? ¿Tú trabajas? Yes, I'm an architect. Yes, I'm an architect. Soy arquitecto. Literalmente dice, yo soy un arquitecto, pero se traduce como soy arquitecto. I work in the city center, en el centro de la ciudad. ¿Ya? Yeah, city center is similar to downtown. ¿Ya? Centro de la ciudad es como city center. Yes, yes. Next. How do you get to work? My sister usually gives me a ride. ¿Ya? My sister usually gives me a ride. Me da un jale. ¿Ya? Un jale, o sea, me invita a subir a su auto para ayudarme a llegar a un lugar. Does she work with you? ¿Ella trabaja contigo? Yes, she does. Yes, no olviden, tercera persona. Does she work with you? ¿Ella trabaja contigo? Yes, she does. ¿Por qué pongo si da? Porque acá es does she? Yes, she does. Si fuera negativo, ¿cómo es? No, she doesn't. Okay, students? Very good, guys. Very good. What is the next part? Part 2. Excuse me. How do you get to work? I haven't got a job actually. Yeah? I haven't got a job is similar to I haven't. Uy, vamos a poner esto por acá. Ya. Uy, ¿qué pasó? I haven't got a job equals I don't have a job. Yes, yes, I don't have a job. There we are. No tengo un trabajo, dice, ¿no? I don't have a job actually. Actually significa en efecto, en realidad. ¿Entiendes? En realidad, I don't have a job, dice, ¿no? I'm a university student. My husband works. Mi esposo trabaja, dice, ¿no? How does he get to work? ¿Cómo él va al trabajo? No tú ni yo, él. He uses the underground or he takes the subway. Do you remember? He uses the underground. Underground equals he takes the subway. Students, he takes the subway. There we are. Then, luego, he takes the bus. Luego él toma el bus. Does he ever take a taxi? Él siempre toma el taxi. Only when he's late. Solamente cuando él se hace tarde. Only when he's late. I see. Thank you. Yes, students? Very good, guys. Very good. What do we have next here? Let's see. Let's analyze this. In part B. Let's see what happens in part B. Read and complete. Oh, acá no se ve. The man works in. ¿Ya? Vamos a completarlo acá, ¿ya? Para que esté number 1. The man works in. Ahí lo completamos, ¿ya? No se olviden que tienen que pausar el video. The man's. Ahí está. Gives the man a lift to work. ¿Ya? To work. Vamos a poner acá, ¿ya? To work, ¿ya? Ahí está. Oops. Ahí está. Number 3, students. Number 3 is the man hasn't got a. The man's. Vamos a ponerlo en doesn't have. Recuerden, the man hasn't got is similar. The man doesn't have. Yes, number 3. A or an. Ahí está, students, y lo completamos. Number 4. The woman's uses two means of medios de transporte. Students, means of transport. Vamos a ver dónde está. Por acá lo tengo. Modes of transportation, ¿ya? Means of transportation o también modes of transportation. is similar. Yes, students? Don't forget it. Number 5, let's see in number 5, what do we have in number 5? Number 5 is, the woman's husband doesn't often take. Facilito, ¿no? The woman's husband, el esposo de la mujer, doesn't, oops, sale, yeah, doesn't often take what? To work. Yes, yes. So here we have read and complete, yes. No olviden que pausan el video para completar todo esto, ¿ya? Oh, en number 4, está, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes, it's correct. Yeah, for example, in number 1, the man works in, a ver, ¿dónde trabaja? Vamos a analizar acá, ¿ya? From number 1 to number 5, ¿ya? In the city center, ¿ya? Esa es la respuesta. City center, o también in downtown, ¿no? ¿Recuerdan? Downtown, ¿ya? Downtown, ahí está. The man works in the city center or downtown, yes? Number 2. Number 2 is the man's give him a ride to work. Number 2 is sister, ¿ya? Sister, ahí está. Yes? The man's sister, la hermana del hombre, gives the man, le da al hombre a lift to work, un jale al trabajo. Students? Number 3, the man's doesn't have a, number 3, the woman doesn't have a, yeah, number 3, a job, yeah, a job, no tiene un trabajo, yeah, ahí está, esa es la respuesta. The man, no, the man, the woman, bueno, aquí es the woman, yeah, number 3 me he equivocado, the woman, yeah, the woman, aquí lo cambiamos, ¿sí? The woman doesn't have a job, lo borramos ahí y queda ahí. Number 4, the woman's, number 4 is husband, el esposo de la mujer. The woman's husband uses 2 means of transportation. 2, oh, acá es 2, ¿ya? 2. Yes, students? The woman's husband uses 2 means of transportation. Yes, students? And finally, number 5 is the woman's husband doesn't often take a taxi to work. Yes, students? So these are the answers for these questions. Yes, yes, students? Here we have the answer. The man works in the city center or the man works downtown. Don't forget it. The man works in the city center or the man works downtown. Yes, number 2. The man's sister gives the man a lift to work. ¿Ya? El hermano del hombre, del hablante, ¿no? Number 3. The woman doesn't have a job. ¿Ya? The woman doesn't have a job. Tercera persona. La mujer es, en este caso representa la, ¿dónde está en la tabla? Está en it. Students, en it. The woman doesn't have a job. The woman's husband uses 2 means of transportation. Usa 2 medios de transporte. Number 5. The woman's husband doesn't often take a taxi to work. Yes, students, these are the answers. Okay, guys, now we move to the next part. What is the next part? The next part is 5, 6. Practice. Yes, guys, practice. Here you have your practice. Ya, digamos que pausaron el video y les voy a dar la respuesta. Students, let's see. Yeah, 6. Practice. Yes, practice. Number 1. Yeah. Ah, no, me faltó el uso del present simple, ¿verdad? No hemos hecho el present simple. Nos hemos saltado de frente acá, pero no hay problema. Igual seguimos en el camino, ¿ya? Entonces vamos, como esto era el number 4, acá está el 4. Hemos hecho el 5, que es esto. Vamos a number 4, ahora sigue el 5, ¿ya? Grammar, present simple, he, she, it. Questions, ¿ya? El presente simple con he, she, it, preguntas. Read examples. What's the difference between the two questions? ¿Cuál es la diferencia entre las dos preguntas? How does Jane get to school every day? ¿Ya? Question number 1. Entonces vamos a ponerle acá 5. ¿Sí? 5. Grammar. Question number 1. How does Jane get to school every day? How does Jane get to school every day? What is the answer? She walks. Ahí está, ¿ya? Number 2. Does Brian drive to work? Does Brian drive to work? Positive answer. Yes, he does. Negative answer. No, he doesn't. Okay, students? No, he doesn't. There we have. ¿Ah? Ya, entonces, ¿cómo sabemos cuándo poner esto? Esto es simple, students. Tenemos que dominar los pronouns. Y ahí está la respuesta. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they, up, y bla, bla, bla. ¿Recuerdan o no? ¿Ya? For example. How does Jane get to school? ¿Cómo Jane va a la escuela o llega a la escuela? ¿Ya? En este caso, get significa obtener, conseguir, también significa llegar. ¿Ya? ¿Cómo Jane llega a la escuela? She walks. Ella camina. Pero ¿cómo sé cuándo poner esto? Acá está. Voy a mi tabla. I walk. You, ¿recuerdan? Walk. He, she, it. Do you remember? He, she, it walks. Ahí está. Porque es tercera persona, es walks. Entonces acá está. How does Jane get to school? She walks. Ella camina. Students? Ya. Ahí está. El verbo. Students? Y si me dijeran, how do you get to work? I walk. Pusiera, ¿no? Pero como no me preguntan a mí, me preguntan sobre una tercera persona que es Jane, digo she walks. Ahora sí me preguntan a una tercera persona. Does Brian drive to work? Brian conduce al trabajo. ¿Ya? Aquí does porque así se hace una pregunta en tercera persona. ¿Ya? Si no fuera tercera persona pongo do. Pero es does. Does Brian drive to work? Positive answer. Yes, he does. ¿Y por qué tengo que poner does? Porque la pregunta empieza con does. ¿Students? Does Brian drive to work? Yes, he does. Negative. No, he doesn't. ¿Ya? Si no conduce, ¿qué hace? He walks. Pongo acá, facilito, ¿no? Ahí está. Ya. Does no permite que el verbo principal cambie. Does Brian drive? Yes, he does. Negative. No, he doesn't. He walks. Tercera persona. ¿Ya? Does Brian drive? Acá igualito. ¿Por qué? Porque dice la pregunta. Bueno, acá sabemos que does no permite que el verbo cambie. Pero sí varía en la respuesta. ¿Ya? ¿Qué pasaría entonces si aquí dice Does Brian drive to work? Yes, he does. He drives every morning. Ahí está. ¿Verdad? Ahí está. Does Brian drive to work? Yes, he does. He drives. Acá, ¿por qué va la S? Porque ya no está el does. Ya no está. Se fue. Every morning. Negative. No, he doesn't. He walks. ¿Sí? ¿Tienen dudas? Aquí está mi tabla. I drive. Uy, ¿por qué pongo la otra? You drive. He, she, it drives. Ahí está. ¿Verdad? Entonces, Brian, ¿dónde está en mi tabla? ¿Brian soy yo? No. ¿Brian eres tú? No. ¿Brian es él? Yes. He drives. Brian drives. Yes, yes? Very good, guys. Now we move to part 6. Practice. Pausan el video. Digamos que ya pasaron sus 5 o 10 minutos, tal vez un minuto. Y les voy a dar la respuesta. ¿Ya? Number 1. Your husband give you a lift to work. Tu esposo te da un jale al trabajo. ¿De quién estamos hablando? De mí, de ti, de él, de una tercera persona que es your husband, tu esposo. Entonces, como es tercera persona, para pregunta yo pongo does your husband give you a lift to work? Yes, así tiene que estar, students. Does your husband give you a lift to work? Negative answer. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Yes? No, he doesn't. He usually gets up late. Yeah? Tercera persona, gets up. No, he doesn't. He usually gets up late. We continue. Number 2. Mrs. Drake, la señora Drake, es de su apellido. ¿Ya? Le pregunta a quién, a Mrs. Wilson, a la señora Wilson. Le dice, do you work in the evening? Do you work in the evening? Que le dice, yes, I do. Simple, yes? Mrs. Drake, what time do you start work? Yeah? What time do you start work? Yes? At 10, miren, at 10, ¿ya? What time do you start work? At 10, le dice, ¿no? Ahí está. Wow, oh, ¿no? Oh, caramba, también se interpreta esto. And, do you, yeah, after, how do you, get home after 6 in the morning? Yes. Yes, he does. Ya, aquí estamos hablando de una tercera persona, estamos hablando de el esposo, ¿ya? Entonces acá hacemos algo simple, miren. Acá, does your husband give you a lift to work? No, he doesn't, ¿ya? Está muy bien. Aquí en la 2, does he work in the evening? Entonces en vez de, porque están hablando del esposo, ¿ya? Ya no le ponemos does you, sino does he work in the evening? Does he work in the evening? Ahí está. Yes, ya no hay do. Yes, he does. Estamos hablando de una tercera persona. Students, does he work in the evening? Yes, he does. What time does he start work? Students, what time does he start work? At 10. ¿A qué hora él empieza el trabajo? At 10. Wow. And how, aquí es, how does he get home? Ajá, aquí es así, ¿ya? Number 4. Wow. And does he get, él llega, does he get home after 6 in the morning? ¿Ya? Wow. Does he get home, él llega a casa después de las 6 in the morning, en la mañana? La señora Wilson le responde, yes, he does. He gets home at 7. ¿Ya? He gets home at 7. Students, very good. Recuerden que todo esto está hablando del esposo de una de las señoras. Por eso estamos en third person. Students, ahí está. ¿Ya? Esas son las respuestas. Yeah. Does your husband? No, he doesn't. Does he work in the evening? Yes, he does. What time does he start work? Wow. And does he get home after 6? Yes, he does. He gets home at 7. Students, así tiene que estar esto. ¿Ya? Okay, guys. So, what is next? Part 7, students. Let's move to part 7. Pronunciation. Yeah, pronunciation. Listen and repeat. What's the difference between A, B, and B? Let's play the audio.
7. Pronunciation. A. Listen and repeat. What's the difference between A and B? A,
Do you work?
B,
How do you get to work?
Yes. Number 1. Do you work? Do you work? How do you get to work? Yes. Repeat.
7. Pronunciation. A. Listen and repeat. What's the difference between A and B? A,
Do you work?
B,
How do you get to work?
Yes. In the first case, in number 1 is do you work? Do you work? Do you work? This is rising intonation, yeah? Rising, hacia arriba, yeah? In part B, how do you get to work? Yes. B. How do you get to work? Yes, students. This is falling, hacia abajo. Yes, students. Hacia abajo. O cayendo también significa. Do you work? How do you get to work? Yes, students. Listen and repeat. Is the intonation rising or falling? ¿Es la entonación rising hacia arriba or falling? ¿Ah? A ver, voy a poner el audio y ustedes ponen una flechita. Students, let's check.
B. Listen and repeat. Is the intonation rising or falling? 1,
Do you have a car?
2,
Does he ride a motorcycle?
3,
Where are you from?
4,
When do you go to college?
5,
Is she a doctor?
6.
What time does the movie start?
Okay, very good, guys. Let's do this. Ya vamos a ver esto, ¿ya? En vivo.
B. Listen and repeat. Is the intonation rising or falling? 1,
Do you have a car?
Remember, have you got a car or do you have a car? Do you have a car? Rising or falling? Rising. Very good. Next.
2,
Does he ride a motorcycle?
Does he ride a motorcycle? Rising. Motorcycle. Hacia arriba, ¿no? Next.
3,
Where are you from?
Where are you from? Hacia abajo, ¿no? Falling. Where are you from?
4,
When do you go to college?
When do you go to college? In this case, college es preparatoria, university es, su nombre lo dice, ¿ya? When do you go to college? Falling, yes. Number 5.
5,
Is she a doctor?
Is she a doctor? Yes, rising, finally.
6,
What time does the movie start?
What time does the movie start? Falling. Yes, students? Ahí teníamos, ¿ya? Okay, students, what is next? Part 8, listen to a dialogue between two friends and choose B, A or B, ¿no? Escuchen un diálogo entre dos amigos. Escoja B. ¿Ya? Who is never late for class? ¿Quién nunca se hace tarde para las clases? Zoe or Luke? What time does Zoe get up? ¿A qué hora se levanta Zoe? How does Zoe get to university? ¿Cómo llega a la universidad Zoe? Who has a car or who has got a car? Pay attention, please.
8. Listen. Listen to a dialogue between two friends and choose A or B.
Good morning, Luke.
Hi, Zoe. Is Mr. Selly here?
No, he isn't.
Great.
You're late for class again.
I know.
What time do you get up in the morning?
At 6 a.m.
What? I get up at 8 a.m. and I'm never late.
And how do you get to college?
My sister gives me a ride.
Well, I take 2 buses and the subway.
But you have a car, right?
No, I don't. My brother has a car.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yes. Okay, what is the answer? Let's check.
8. Listen. Listen to a dialogue between two friends and choose A or B.
Good morning, Luke.
Hi, Zoe. Is Mr. Selly here?
No, he isn't.
Great.
You're late for class again.
I know.
What time do you get up in the morning?
At 6 a.m.
What? I get up at 8 a.m. and I'm never late.
And how do you get to college?
My sister gives me a ride.
Well, I take 2 buses and the subway.
But you have a car, right?
No, I don't. My brother has a car.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yes. Who is never late for classes? Zoe or Luke? ¿Ah? A ver, student.
8. Listen.
Ahí está.
A or B.
Good morning, Luke.
Hi, Zoe. Is Mr. Selly here?
No, he isn't.
Great.
You're late for class again.
I know.
What time do you...
Who is late? Who is never late for classes? Zoe, ¿verdad? Zoe nunca se tarda porque Luke le dice, Zoe le dice, you're late. Oh, I know. Lo sé. ¿Ya? I know. Lo sé. Okay. What time does Zoe get up? At 6 a.m. or at 8 a.m.? At 8 a.m. How does Zoe get to university? Is B. Her sister gives her a lift. Su hermana le da un jale. Who has a car or who has got a car? Luke's brother, el hermano de Luke. Okay, students, this has been all for today. So let's see each other until the next class. Bye bye. See you.